Well, hello, Kingsman. Welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today, we have I believe, historic battle of Messkirch. This one, of course, for those who do not know, fought in the Second Coalition War between the Austrians and the French, May 4th of, I believe, 1800, May 5th, I think. It resulted in a French victory. A lot of good commanders on the battlefield. I think it was mainly like the Archduke Charles. I think there were some other significant generals there, but of course I think it was Victor Murat was the French commander mostly, and it was a 2-day battle, very fierce battle. Obviously, um, was centered around the town, as the battle is called for. This town right here, and it was the French assaulting this town, and taking it. Obviously, they were assaulted it twice, actually, May 4th and the 5th. Both attempts did not succeed. But I think they conquered some surrounding area, causing them to then fall back, leaving it for the French. So we'll see today if they can hold the town, if they get surrounded and destroyed in the town. Who knows? As you can see, a lot of Austrians on the field, and in fact there is a lot of cuirassiers here. In fact, every army at least has one. The first army, of course, has two of them. Very interesting to see what they're going to do with the heavies. Definitely garrisoned this town. Made it their own, taking how many buildings are in this town? Is it just the one? Oh, there's two. There's one over here as well. The reinforcing army is pushing up here. As you can see, I see a lot of dragoons. They had some heavy cuirassiers in the back. And of course, you have a reinforcing army which had a lot of cuirassiers as well. Look at this. Three more. So there's a total of, I think it's 6. There's 3 here, 1 here, and 2 there. So 6 heavies. We haven't even seen the French appear yet on this field, except for on the flank here, where the coalition is pushing up here. I think this is actually a mix of HRE and Austrians, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot more Austrians than maybe the HRE. Definitely an Austrian army. Maybe there's some HRE mixed in here, but yeah, it's Austria. They're, in fact, ignoring the French on this side. And, of course, the first point of contact, as it should be, the French by the town of Mezkirch. Looks like we have some chasseurs cheval scouting, some hussars hovering, maybe wanting to fight. Got some nice, vibrant red uniforms here. A lot of the Austrian cav is just shifting over here. Look at all this cav. He has his heavies in the front, surprisingly. This stuff is slow moving, so it's not anything that, you can very easily just get out of there. Some lancers, some ulanen. More hussars in the back. Looks like he's pushing up some dragoons and some hussars on that flank. More dragoons and possibly more chevaliers. Alright, so he definitely is bringing a heavy amount of cav. A smaller army. Looks like mostly some line infantry here. He had some skirmishers in the LOC, as well as some of the line infantry. Oh wow, 20 men fit in there. That's perfect. Is that like a... I think this is like a pioneer unit. And then more line infantry here. This is a beautiful map, might I say. It looks like some Bavarians actually mixing with the Austrian army here. And the French are far away. I may have to skip ahead, to be honest. I just didn't want to catch, the going over some of the armies. As you can see here, the French are way over here. And honestly, the first French may actually be over here. We may get some contact. I do hear some cav charging. Do we have cav that is going to charge here? Some hussars possibly going against some dragoons. They do have this high ground, so I think they want to keep it if at all possible. If at all possible, yeah, they want to keep, the French want to keep the high ground on this side of the rooms, because honestly, the Austrians don't have a lot. I mean, they have a good hill over here, but I guarantee you the French are rolling this direction. They're probably going to swing down this hill and try to take this hill and use it to then push into the valley, as the other Austrian armies look like they are pushing up here. Two street steamrolling, lining up as fast as humanly possible here. Along here and along there. More Bavarians mixed in, it would appear. Oh, do we have a French army appearing? So France looks like they were actually maybe gonna try to push the Austrians, but they are gonna be left in the dust. Which means they're gonna have to keep pushing here. They have some cav rushing across too. More LOCs being taken. Let's see, where do they take this? All right, in the back, they took the one in the back. I wouldn't have worried about the one in the back yet. But yeah, it looks like France may be trying to cut off this Austrian army, isolate and defeat it before it can reinforce the rest of this line. But they're pretty close. Not a lot of cavalry to defend this, and their artillery's almost a sit and duck. There's a square ball sitting right here, which is why they're leaving it there with the cavalry to kind of try to stop them. They do have their squarables. As you can see, mostly have their squarables up here. This unit's going to be mincemeat. Skirmishers making a charge. They're going to go in. Nah, they're just scared. Yeah, see, he's pulling some of the other infantry. He should pull a squarable because France is going to start really harassing them. Going in for the guns, possibly. I think they're trying to slip in between these units. Don't think it's going to happen. Yep, this unit did form square. They're trying to keep themselves away from the French cav. Over on the other side by the town, we do, I believe, have some artillery for France. Over here firing. Yeah, there's the smoke. They are firing their artillery. That's not the greatest angle. I would have moved him up to the top of the hill. I would move the artillery up here and fired over the tree line, but, you know, what you would and should do. Okay, so Austria is looking like they aren't going to keep marching. They are going to form up and give battle to the French. Or they're going to do a slow withdrawal here. And France may actually give battle to them. We'll see what happens. They should keep rolling. I mean, they obviously want to keep their network open. The infantry is still rolling up. In fact, this infantry is actually looks like they're diverting line infantry over here. Oh, look at that. Cavalry is getting really sharp welcome. Getting a little too close and getting a little singed here. They lost a good amount of their cavalry right here. There's artillery firing on this hill where the general is sitting behind the hill, directing movements. He's like, those Austrians. I mean, they have a good position. Oh, you can see the town from here. That's cool. The French are advancing. They are going straight into the Austrian line. The Austrians have a beautiful position with skirmishers pushing up as well. I'm surprised that France is going for this. Oh no! Cavalry out of nowhere. Slicing up the skirmishers and oh wow. This is not a good thing to see. France is just going straight at them. Austria is going to get themselves out of there, actually. They're going to run away and maybe reform. I would reform in this side of the hill. Yeah, get your cav up, some crossieres. These guys probably don't have a lot of squarables. Still not a whole lot. We are seeing the French over here pushing, yep, like I said, pushing for this hill. That's exactly what I do. Take the long flank and take this hill and force the Austrians to then fall back from the town, which means Austria is going to have to push up here, try to deal with this. We have some really large units of French infantry, and some of these can square, so the Austrians have to be very cautious, but that could be a game changer very quickly here. Oh, we do have... What do we got going on here? We got some crossieres charging in through the trees. You can see squares being formed. They need to get themselves out of there. Infantry getting charged. France is doing well. Oh, get them out of there. Get them out of there. Taking losses. Fall back and use this hill. They have reinforcements pushing up as well, but I'm more concerned. That attack's going terribly, but this one is about to, I have a feeling, as France is just rolling up. And they are pushing up. I don't know what they're thinking they're going to do. What's happening? Wow. That is massive skirm unit. They just poked the nest, the hornet's nest, and they need to get themselves out of there. Come on, Dragoons, run. Now Cav's gonna go in. I know this other fight is raging as well. I want to catch both. They're gonna get themselves out of there, so can disengage. Austria is actually holding here in a semicircle. France needs to close in with some melee, I think. Although they seem to be burning up the Austrian troops pretty well here thus far, especially with artillery support. Austria has some reserves, so they can actually even be aggressive and push the French out. Over this side, looks like France is making it. Oh, who's going to make it to the hill first? The Bavarians, which aren't the greatest. Or is it going to be the French? We do look like we have a cav charge here. Oh, going for those skirmishers here. Some chevaliers. Oh, just chopping them up. More cav maybe going in. I don't know if these chevaliers are going to try to get themselves out of there before they get charged by some chasseurs cheval. France not being... Oh, wow. Look, okay, so France is going for a huge flank here. They are going all the way around. Austria has only 2 armies, I believe, in this town. It may be wise for them not to sit on this hill. They're just going to get a huge flank. They need to fall back now. They need to notice that. That's a huge problem. France is actually falling back a little bit, and Austria has gone back to this hill. They have some skirmishers set up with cav defending them, but they are being very aggressive here. They have grenadiers, a lot of grenadiers here. Gotta watch out for the grenadiers. Can they form a square? They do. And grenadiers charging line infantry as well.
Our general is under attack.
Now, this is definitely what Austria probably wants. They want a massive amount of grenadiers to try to stab up the line. They have cav support, some cuirassiers going in against some dragoons of France. Line infantry as well. This is a huge mess. These grenadiers fighting in the line. We got cav charts. It is just everything being thrown into this fight. At this point, you just gotta hope that your stats are better. And of course, use some squares, which they do have some grenadier squares. France should be trying to charge that square.
Our men are running, sir.
They did lose some of their grenadiers, but these cuirassiers are charging up. I don't know if France has squares. Let's see what's happening here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm missing so much because everything's happening at once. It looks like some cuirassiers and line infantry charging down the hill, driving back the French attack. My gosh, what an attack. A square actually looks like it's going to get charged by some Bavarians now. Counter charge of some dragoons of France. Now they're going to get charged by some cuirassiers downhill. This is turning into a mess that honestly France needs to push on that flank if they want to do anything. There's some cav in the back lines as well. They're going to get charged as well, though. Oh my goodness, this is just a mess of just... Actually, France is losing. I see France losing quite a bit here. Taking heavy losses. Over on this side, though, that attack where Austria made such an aggressive play may actually be paying backwards and paying off towards the French, as you have more cavalry and the general charging in against the Austrians. Austria has taken some heavy losses. They even charged in with some line infantry along this French line. They do still have this hill. This flank looking like it's caving in, even with the heavy cav support. That is unfortunate. France seems to have held off, although there's still some reserves here, so Austria not out of this fight yet. On the other side, looks like France is actually getting counterattacked. They are marching out of the town. I think they've realized the French are not lining up a lot of infantry along here, so they're actually marching out of the town, trying to take that flank. As Austria has pushed into this valley, they gotta be very cautious. France has the high ground. A lot of infantry and cavalry fighting over here as well against the French. More... Oh, wow. Look at that ambush. Hitting the French in the back with hussars. They have chevaliers as well. Oh, we do have some heavies of France countercharging up here, guys. This is just... Man, what a mess. It's hard to really figure out who's doing what. It's just constant charge. I do like this push they're making across the road. They're going to take this army in the flank. And you can see France has a couple units way over here, but they're having to stop that flank to charge up here as cavalry is making France's job very, very difficult here. But France is making a counterattack here, sending their heavies in. They're being met by crosshairs of Austria. Line infantry from Bavaria trying to cut back. They're probably going to have to fall back to the hill. They have artillery. They're going to have to hold. They have to hold this hill. And this counterattack should do well. France has lost pretty heavily here. Alright, we gotta hop back to the other side. We gotta see what's going on there. I think Austria is disengaging a little bit. They did take some losses. Those grenadiers did get broken. And they may let... Actually, some of them came back, so they're gonna let them rest. They have a beautiful hill. Oh, we do have some cav fighting here. Dragoons against some heavies. And even Spanish heavies. That's why they broke so easily. Look at this, though. We had some French cav in the back. Basically making sure troops don't come back. And now they're going to push these dragoons. Actually attack them on multiple sides here. Hill is still being held by Austria. I love that hill position. And they still have this flank, so they're stopping the French from being able to advance down this road to the city. Over here, it looks like the battle has not stopped at all. It is a constant back and forth. These Bavarian troops actually are doing very well. I'm really surprised. Bavarians usually are good in mass, but they are not usually that good quality, unless they have light infantry. Oh, they better watch out. Chevalier is going to get shot by the French. Oh, no. They better notice this. So France has sort of taken part of this hill, which is still going to be a problem for Austria. Even though Austria pushed them back, a lot of cav support, a lot of infantry support still. They do have that artillery support for Austria, but if that flank gets pushed, then it's over for them. They're going to get those chevaliers out of there. Now it's just a fight for the high ground to the left of the town, and the Austrians are being able to push through the tree line here. Look, there's nothing stopping them. They are actually caving on the flank. Look at this. Coming back on the back of the French. That's a huge maneuverability. You can then keep marching on the back lines here. Of course, we're over on this side now. I'm trying to catch both sides. It is going to be so difficult to do. I'm trying to keep an eye on the mini-map and notice what's happening here. It looks like we have some skirmishing happening here. Maybe some French are going to start invigorating that assault. The French are just going in, trying to make sure some Austrian troops don't come back. Maybe they're just farming. Who knows? Austria, despite that first initial kind of shock where they did not make the push they wanted to, they are still being able to cause the French to fall back, and France looks pretty weak over here. They do have another French column. Oh, wow. They have some fresh troops, it looks like, pushing up for France. And Austria's going to have to rehold on that hill. Remember, though, oh, here they are. The French popped out of the town. Talk about surprise. And going and squashing the troops in the back here. These guys couldn't form square. Dragoon's going to try to break the French. Wow, they did. And the French are breaking over here. Look at this. The Austrian Bavarians are mass routing the French. What a beautiful, probably with this artillery, let's be honest here. They are just punching holes in this French line, and France is having to break. But France does have a huge ambush. They just popped out of nowhere, probably just waiting for the Austrians to get close and then just volley them. There's some cav in the back lines, some Garde du Corps. I haven't seen Garde du Corps in a while. Wow. Austria is just wrecking the French over here now. They are just falling back. They may have to take the high ground. They did not successfully take this. They have some units in the back
We have killed their
lines.
general, sir. Now they must break.
They did kill a general, so one of the French players is obviously losing. This other flank, which honestly, they're so separated. I hate when they're separated like this. I can't cover them as easily. And then we missed stuff. France still has a tough job. I mean, they have to take a hill. They have a hill they have to march up. They are shooting up, and the Austrians are down, or up above them, shooting down at them. It'll be a lot easier for them, even if momentum of a charge. Not an easy task to any degree. We have some cavalry charging. Oh, infantry charging in, trying to go for some, looks like some Swiss. But the cavalry support from France keeping them in the fight. Also have some general, a general holding, not some general, a general. Over on this side, Austria probably should fall back from this forced fight. Oh wow, look at this. A counter charge of the French trying to drive back the Austrians. There's some reserves mobilizing as well. Cavalry charging in on both sides. Hussars taking on dragoons. Austria has won this fight, so now they have to relocate to face this French column, which it doesn't look like it's too much. Just some Chasseurs Cheval and 2 line infantry, but very beefy units here. And Austria may have a mass rout here, as they're meeting a pretty stiff resistance. They may have pushed out a little too much. I hope the Austrians fall back from this town. They do not need to fight this. They should fall back to the town. It's at a huge disadvantage for them. They do have cavalry, but they don't need to fight this hill forest fight. Especially since France is actually reforming here. You can see they have a lot of the troops coming back. They may rest up here. There's only been 21 minutes into this replay. Austria getting pushed back. France did well. They did well there. That counter charge. We do have, what do we got going on here? Did France charge up the hill? No, they're just taking heavy losses. They're going for the LLC over here. A lot of beefy units. My goodness. There's just French units everywhere. But you see Austria is holding now. They are staying in a stagnant line. I don't know if France is going to win this. There's artillery sitting right here on this hill. Definitely going to be very difficult for the French to hold back. I do hear some routing Austrians. They could still, France still has a chance to fight this out and win this. They have plenty of time then to push out to the city. It looks like France is going for LOCs. Their LOC just killing everywhere. And they did regroup here. Austria is regrouping wisely. They just need to hold the town and the surrounding LOCs. That 2-pointer is held by Austria. Oh no, it's not. France held it, but they have some cap in the back line scouting. This town looks like it's going to be taken, this house will be taken by the French, so the Austrians may win the fight, but they may lose the LOC. We'll see. France is going to try pushing up on this LOC here, held by some grenadiers, so that may not be the easiest fight for this French army. Skirmishers sitting way back. The Austrians really should get some cavalry to run this.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Alright, so one unit has broke in here. France has taken one LOC. France should have gone for the town. They should not have pushed on the flank here. It was too late. Unless France is going to re-attack here. Unless they're going to attack again, Austria doesn't need to hold this town right now. They need to hold this, and they need to hold that. Got some cav running. You know, they always get this shot in the movies. This thing where, like, you're really close to them, and then you zoom in, and then it looks like, you know, they run over you.
Our men are running, sir.
That's what a French looks like when they get knocked down. Oh, they're charging in here. Oh, wow. France get charged in for the guns with some Chevaliers. And Austria may have lost that edge. And France, like, they are going to go in with the bayonet charge here. Austria is looking pretty weak. They need some cav support. Oh, some grenadiers from France as well. Charging in the back lines. They are having to charge up a hill. Go in, boys. And you can see now Austria is trying to fall back here. Trying to fall back as they have been split in two. There's some French cav just harassing them as they're trying to fall back. They have to give up this hill. Not sure where they're going to go. These grenadiers are holding. There's only 43 of them left, though. They've taken some losses. Wow. France may actually squash this Austrian army. On the other side, though, I think France is not doing too hot still. You can see all this light infantry got charged. Wow, they just lost all that. Those two beefy units just got squashed by the Austrian infantry. They're going to go back and take this LOC. They need to hold this town as well. Not a lot of fighting happening now. It looks like the artillery is going to hold here with some infantry, possibly, just to keep the French off. They're going to hold here to see if the French do try to march out of the town. They have some cav support with that. The concern is this whole thing. They have some cav still. They have some cuirassiers that are fresh. The rest of the Austrians, like, they're just getting totally harassed. And this French army is actually pretty strong still. So the French could definitely win this. It may come down to LOC. I mean, there's still 30 minutes remaining in this replay. Anything can happen. Huge cav fight here. Those cuirassiers going in. Look out for that flanking charge.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, these heavies are getting it dished out to them. They did break one line infantry unit, but you know what? They're exhausted, probably, or very tired. They're not going to take much more. They're going to get one volley from here, and that's it. Yep, that'll break them. But they are saving this Austrian army, which is now able to fall back with these heavies being in fight for so long.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
And they're still fighting, guys. France is having to stop and shoot these guys. This Austrian army is still falling back. The remaining Austrians are actually going to be able to make it back to the town, which is their main objective, I think, should be to hold this. Oh, Austria, what are you doing? Oh, no.
Our men are running, sir.
That's rough. That is very rough. The French are marching back up this hill. Looks like they're going to re-attack this side. We have some cav charging in. Yes, we do. The heavy's going uphill. Okay, I don't know where they're actually going. But these heavies are going in against the French. On both sides here, look at that. They hit on both sides. France got hit with 3 units all at once. My gosh, that actually could really hurt the French advance here. Those heavies did a beautiful charge. I'd be very proud of that charge. Let's see if the Austrians have managed to get themselves away. They did lose those cuirassiers. Okay, they're holding here. They are holding. They are outnumbered, but they are holding here. Oh, look at this. There's one brave unit staying strong, trying to defend the rear. They're bringing the rear guard, basically. LOC held by the Grenadiers somehow. There's 36 of them left. Wow.
Our men are running, sir.
The rest of the Austrians seem to be getting away. I mean, they're L2s. These are probably L4s. So, you know, you're not going to get away too far. before you have to stand and fight here. You just gotta hope that the battle is going better over here, which it is. France has mass routed because of those heavy cav. They are definitely shattering this French line. France has had a tough time here. This Valley of Death. I mean, France is just gotten toasted here. Oh, these very tired cuirassiers are charging in. Oh, can they form square? They can. That is unfortunate. It's a very cool look, though, you know? And they did break him with that square. Now Austria is shifting reinforcements over to this side because this side, quite honestly, is a mess. Unfortunately, the French are pushing with the full weight of what's left of their forces here. They have quite a lot of it still. Constant forward motion here. These skirmishers still very active, gonna keep shooting down. Oh, is this the general? Oh no. Howard, he's routing with his men. Austria is just gonna, honestly, they have one job, and that is to try to inflict as much damage as possible to this French army and let what's remaining of the Austrians come over and help them out. I think France can win this still, though. We got horse artillery, we got cav, we got line infantry. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Now over here, it looks like Austria's actually been ambushed here, and yet again another cavalry going against a square for some reason. Maybe they don't have a choice at this point. But they're gonna get themselves out of there. They've probably broken. Over here, France is going to attack this massive battery position where 2 Bavarian regiments have been given the orders to hold it. Oof. This would not be a fun place to attack. Let's be honest here. Oh, there's artillery from France firing as well. So Austria is moving up to reinforce, but Austria is just having real problems here along this entire line. They just mass broke over here. There's a couple skirms left, but nothing stopping the French from advancing along this flank. And Austria is going to keep falling back. France is actually giving them some space to fall back. And Austria may have to utilize that to the best of their ability, and they should fall back, and Austria should be setting up a line right here. They're setting up a line here because they don't have a lot left. They got to hold this town, if anything else, you know. Is artillery going to set up? Oh, it's artillery. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Did someone drop? Maybe this person dropped. I don't know. They don't have very much left. And this artillery obviously is running.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
I think they dropped. Whether they are queued or they dropped. Oh, now the reinforcements are not here for the Austrian army, and they are outnumbered with what's left of their units. I mean, some cavalry is going to try to save this artillery piece. Oof. Oh, wow. They fired a lot, and they broke them. No way. The French were broken. That is... What a terrible series of events here. The general's even going in, which may be unwise because they're winning this fight. If a general dies, they could actually lose morale. And look at this. France is going in for the town. Austria's going to have to rethink what they're doing town-wise. France is going to win, it looks like. They have way more troops here. Those skirmishers just broke for Austria, or two of them did. They have some more left over here, but the rest... That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's going to be... I think it's going to be a win for the French. Hard fought. Like, the Austrians did not give it to them easy. But France is advancing into the town. Technically, this is their first assault, so not technically historically accurate, but maybe, you know, viewing that the French are surrounded the town and all that, and Austria had to fall back because of it, that would make more sense historically. Okay, France did break the Austrians here. I like how these guys broke, but yet they're still reloading. Oh, there's two of them. And they're gonna run their artillerymen back. Oh, cavalry charging in as well. A general is in this fight and is breaking here. We got some skirmishers as well. Yeah, like I said, guys, I think this is gonna be it, unfortunately. The Austrians, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if someone dropped or if, you know, maybe that was just them running their infantry around and their artillery around, but it just kind of gave the feeling of drop. And there's a huge French army right here. There's nothing stopping them. Austria may beat this army, but they're gonna take losses. And France is rolling over this hill, so this town is basically theirs. So it's just one Austrian army consolidated right here. That's about what's left, sadly. There's some cavalry still, but I mean, it's for the most part gone. Which is sad to see. They fought so hard. I mean, the French did too, but... Let's see if they can make it to this artillery piece. Oh, are they gonna turn and fire? Oh, look at that. You got a general.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Oh, they broke. They did kill the general, the French general. But I think this French army's all on its own. And there's a lot of them. A lot more than I think there are Austrians. So more artillery still over here as well. I mean, yeah, the French have so much artillery here. We have some crosshairs charging some heavies of France. Not sure if those are Saxon or not, but so Austria does technically still hold this LOC. They have one unit here, which is a skirmisher unit. Not gonna be super great in melee, but they'll have some good shots before they get into melee. And Austria is gonna fall back. I think maybe they're gonna try to consolidate in the town. Let me fast forward just a little bit here. I'm curious what they're gonna do here. If we do have them charging in this LOC, they're gonna break them. And they will have the town. Oh, we have some cavalry possibly that's gonna charge.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Infantry here. Okay, hold on. We can play now. Yep, Austria's gonna do what they can. Oh wow, the French broke. They broke them. Skirmishers looking the wrong way, but they're gonna get out of the French's way. The rest of the French are way over here, but they're meeting in the center here. What a desperate stand. It's coming down to the town still, technically. With what's left, I mean, there's some Austrian troops way in the back here, but other than that, there's a cav way over here. Man, this is desperate. I loved this fight in the valley, though. I love the French aggression, or the Austrian aggression, to push them back. Over here, unfortunately, I think the first downside was when those grenadiers pushed up with the cav and they just weren't able to make the headway they probably wanted to. If they had been able to, they could turn that French flank. There, of course, was another French army. This one right here.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Which came across. Oh, which building? Okay, they took that one. They have taken this building. And it's gonna be just. I think Austria's gonna stand and fight. Wow, look at the firing though. They're standing and shooting and doing a good job of it. And France is getting beaten back here. This is twice now. Looks like they've pushed up and been routed. These Bavarians have fought hard. Still some cross the airs left. Looks like they're going to isolate themselves up on this hill and just try to hold there, is what I'm going to guess. Using the LOC to make it tougher on the French. And it's going to be tough. Ain't no picnic. But they are collapsing in on two sides of the Austrians. It's gonna be over pretty soon here. In fact, we may have a small cav fight. Are they gonna go for the general, maybe? Some chasseur cheval. Or go for the artillery. They missed the artillery. What were they doing? I really thought they were gonna hit that artillery, and they didn't. They just ran away. It's so odd. Oh, wow. Oh, cav is clashing as the Austrian line starts to crumble. I like how they have the officer in the corner. What, the French just broke in mass on this side? How is that even possible? There's still some street fighting here, and the Austrians are... I mean, for a second, you'd almost have to think that maybe the Austrians could win this. And there's a lot more French coming up, though. I mean, they've held off so long They broke the French at first over here. I mean, no, there's too much. There's too much still. There's too much French. The Austrians aren't able to fill all the gaps in their lines now. I mean, they do what they can, but you see French pouring out of every street corner. And it's over. I don't think they can really come back from this, which is unfortunate. Let me see here. I'm just gonna fast forward this ever so slightly here. I love Last Stands though. Yeah, there's some fighting here in the streets here, but I don't.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
These Austrians, oh, beautifully for so long. Really though, these Austrians have held really well considering everything they've been through. They're all probably very tired or winded or exhausted. And yet they have still held against repeated French assaults. This is how you make a last stand good. These Austrians know how to do it. The Bavarians even have done their fair share, I'd say, of the fighting, but the circle is going to start collapsing. We're about to have a mass rout, I suspect. It's going to start reacting. One unit's going to break, it's going to cause another one to break, and then so on and so forth. This unit's about to break, that's going to cause them to start breaking, and they're going to break, break, break. It'll be a break all along. At least that's how it should be. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now, there are, of course, some scattered units left, but I may just fast forward to the very end. I don't think they have enough of the LOCs in order to win this fight. They had one over there, which is a one-pointer. They lost the town. Excuse me. They had one over here, but that's only one or two. So I think I'll just skip to the end, guys. Let's just see the end results of this battle, and well played to all players. All right, guys, that is the battle. Sent in, I believe, well, I don't remember who it was. It was one of these, I think. Sigismund, it could have been Glodis, Mezkirch, I don't know. Thank you, whoever it was. Good battle. I really liked that battle. It was obviously a little back and forth near the end. Obviously, the French were winning. That flank really hurt them. But, man, you can see the kills. The Cuirassiers got 117. Grenadiers did pretty well, and that line infantry with the spicy almost 100 kills. So that'll be about it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you want to see more NTW3 content. Obviously, that's what I do. So yeah, whether or not you give a like, I'll still do more. But you know, the likes and comments really do help support my channel. I do appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed and you want to support my channel in that way, I would also greatly appreciate it. Almost to 1,000. So just keep up the support, guys. You guys stay safe. Have a great rest of your day. And I will catch you all in another video.